Hello YouTubers out there, this is Jerry at the Movies with your host Jerry Saravia. So today's a special edition of Jerry at the Movies. Rather than reviewing a film, we're going to talk very briefly about a film critic named Rex Reed, film critic for the New York Observer, before that film critic to the New York Post, and has also been an author here and there since the 1960s. He's been reviewing films for a long time. He's also entertainment columnist and goes to concerts on occasion in New York City, particularly jazz, blues, that sort of thing. He's also appeared in a couple of films. For those of you who don't know, the 1970 cult classic Myra Breckenridge, and has also appeared in Inchon back in 1982. And also Superman the movie, where he plays himself, the first one with Christopher Reeve in 1978. Now, earlier this year, Rex Reed faced some notoriety for comments he made towards the actress Melissa McCarthy. Now, he did give a very unfavorable review to Identity Theft, which starred Melissa McCarthy, and described her as tractor-sized. Now, he did get some flack for that and was unapologetic. In fact, he was invited to The View, no less, to really backtrack and discuss what he had said and couldn't make it for one reason or another. So he's been unapologetic about it because he feels that obese people, he knows some obese people is a sickness, this and that and the other. Doesn't change the fact that he basically put down Melissa McCarthy for looking the way she does rather than her performance, which is really what a film critic is supposed to do. But we're talking about Rex Reed. Now, Rex Reed has made comments about the physical characteristics of all actors and actresses, including directors, in the past. So this is nothing new. It just seems that in the times that we live in, particularly making comments towards people who are obese or somewhat fat is taken as an affront. However he can justify it, it's seen as offensive, and it is. But this really shouldn't be the issue when you are writing a film review, but it is for him. Anyway, so he got in trouble for that this year and faced a lot of flack for a little while. In fact, even Melissa McCarthy recently made some comments regarding Rex Reed's review of her physical characteristics. Now, today he posted a review of VHS 2, which is of course a sequel to VHS, and he describes the film as unwatchable and said that he left the screening before it ended. Now, at what point, according to people who have seen the film, this is during a moment when someone's bionic eye is being scooped out. I guess it's shown very graphic detail, and this is when Rex Reed walked out of the film. Now, according to people who've seen the film, this was about 20 minutes in when this happened. Not that Rex Reed says that he left after 20 minutes. Now, I'm going to defend Reed on this one because, frankly, it's a very short review. I read it. It only takes less than 2 minutes to read the review. And he makes it very clear that this is just a film he could not stand to watch. It was completely unwatchable. Is this more unwatchable than Caligula from back in 1980, which I know he hates? Who knows? That was a pretty tough film to want to sit through at all. So, but at least he admits that he left, and that's hence his review. Usually film critics can choose certain films that they go see. Now, in Rex Reed's case, I don't know how many films he actually sees per week, but it seems he's fairly selective because he doesn't obviously review everything that's out there, although he claims Grown Ups 2 is terrible and this and that, including the new buddy comedy with Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock, The Heat, as awful films, but he doesn't seem to give actually a full review of them. He just mentions them in hindsight. So he probably sees maybe 5-6 films a week, but it doesn't mean he reviews them. I mean, he didn't review Despicable Me 2 and things like that. So in this case, how he actually got around to seeing this film and reviewing it, I don't know. I don't know if he chose to watch it, if he maybe liked the original, I doubt it. At any rate, he saw it and gave it the mere mention that it probably deserves. I don't know. Not a, I can't comment because obviously I've not seen VHS 2. But this is not the first time Rex Reed has done this. Now, 20 minutes in is awfully short. Again, he didn't say it was 20 minutes in, but everyone could figure out that the scene in question where he walks out of the film is about 20 minutes in. But he said something before that was similar for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. As all you fans out there of Indiana Jones and Star Wars and so on know that I do keep track of a lot of reviews of Indiana Jones, so I remember these things. But this one, I had an idea, like, wait a minute, I remember him saying something similar, and he did. Now, Rex Reed here, for his review of Crystal Skull, says, I finally left when E.T., Miss Blanchett, and her Buster Brown bangs and the 13 crystal skulls disappeared not only into space, but the space between spaces. Meaning, he probably didn't catch up with the final scene, spoiler alert, where Indy and Marion are married. So, this wouldn't be the first time, but 20 minutes in is rather quick. Now, I have, I've never walked out on a movie ever in the theater. On video, that's a slightly different story, although there haven't been that many. So I usually give everything a chance. PK and the Kid, for example, which I'll discuss about in the future, that starred Molly Ringwald, is one film that I couldn't quite make it, but I made it almost an hour in, and then watched the last 10 minutes. I think that film is about an hour and 40 minutes or less. So, and I still review the film. Ebert has done this sort of thing in the past too. So Rex Reed is not the only one, but 20 minutes in, that's rather quick. So he's clearly saying that this film is totally unwatchable, and I guess fairly graphic and gory. So I give him the benefit of the doubt because at least he admitted as much, even if he didn't stipulate how much time he actually spent watching it. So there you have it. And for those of you who don't know, Rex Reed, again, as far as offensive remarks about people, he's been doing that for ages. Nothing new, people. Nothing new. So there. I'm not that I endorse that type of reviewing, but that's what he's been doing ever since he became a film critic. So there you have it. This is Jerry the Movies with your host Jerry Saravia. Reviews coming up next week. Hopefully Man of Steel. I'll hopefully get around to seeing it next week. A little bit late, but that's the way it goes. I don't go to the theater that much anymore because of work. And also a review of a Jill Schollman flick, a chick flick, Rich Girl. And I hope to include a couple of scenes from that film as counterpoint to what I'm talking about. So there you have it. Jerry the Movies with your host Jerry Saravia, signing off.